Hey guys, this is Issues with Toddy One Skip. I am Toddy One Skip. Welcome back to my channel and thank you guys. There's almost 12,000. Almost 12,000. I'm hoping when I look again there's 12,000. Guys, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I do. Guys, Gypsy Rose has got us fooled. And here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing. So I have a few videos that I have messing around in my head right now. Ideas and videos that I saw and things that I want to respond to, react to, talk about. You know, everything that I want to do, right? So, but, okay, so there's things that I want to talk about that are kind of important, but maybe I'm going to talk about in a... I really don't know which way this video is going, which is like... You know, I love you guys because, to be honest with you, I feel safe doing this because I always end up saying something, right? And usually we have a good time getting there. So, guys, you know, okay. So, Katie Joy, right? Katie Joy Paulson, without a crystal ball. Guys, I know she's controversial. She is controversial. I no longer followed her, but I keep getting her shit. I don't understand why. I think it's because of the Gypsy Rose stuff. But, you know, guys, I stopped following her after I felt like she exploited the Garrison Brown situation. And I just felt like that was horrific. So then, you know, I watched an interview with her and Fancy, and then how Fancy got, I guess, I don't want to say pushed away, but Katie Paulson went head over feet into the Blanchard family and became really good friends, and we heard about that and the side she was on and how everybody was happy over there in Gypsyville. And then it's only been a very short period of time that now Katie Joy Paulson is saying, whoa, my conscience has gotten the better of me, and this family is full of shit.
Now, I recognize that it's shocking to some people that I've changed my tune and changed directions of what I was thinking, but I felt like if I didn't say something and I just swept it under the rug and just went along and never opened my mouth about her again, that I would be doing a disservice to those people that I told that, hey, you should trust Gypsy. You should follow her and support her. I'd spent so many years telling people to support her that I felt like I have to now tell people this is what's actually happening behind the scenes. This is why I don't support it anymore. And you all should be very leery of what she says and does because they're scamming you.
And then it's only been a very short period of time that now Katie Joy Paulson is saying, whoa, my conscience has gotten the better of me, and this family is full of shit, and I owe it to everybody to say that. Well, okay, but it took you 5 years to figure that out. I don't believe that. That's the thing I don't believe. You know, and if you call yourself a reporter, don't. And I'm not even trying to be funny, because if it took you 5 years to figure out that somebody's full of shit, you're not a very good reporter. I mean, I don't know what to say. And maybe I shouldn't say anything, but this is my channel, and I'm allowed to have an opinion. And I feel, again, as a content creator, that when we know something is wrong, it is up to us. You know, you have to make a decision. Is the clicks going to be the thing that you go after, or is the truth in telling a story going to be the thing that you go after? And then, you know, if it is the latter and you start getting clicks and love bombed and stuff like that, you have to remember to not believe your hype, man. You know, you got to ground yourself. You got to ground yourself. Otherwise, you know, there's an awful lot of people out here ready to judge you. And that's just the truth. So, guys, Katie Joy Paulson, you know, basically saying that Gypsy Rose and Christy Blanchard, they're not good people. They're out for the money. They just, you know, everything that, you know, we kind of called out 2 weeks ago, Katie's out here talking about now, and that's fine. It just brings more credibility to the fact that Gypsy's fucked up and her stepmom is even more messed up.
They're conning you. They're lying, and they only care about money. And I truly believe there are crimes being committed. That's my opinion. If anything happens from that, I don't know. Someone sent me an email a couple days ago and claimed the FBI is investigating them. Again, I have no idea. The FBI never announces investigations anyway. But regardless, she's worried. She's worried about the truth, and now she's going private. There could be a threat of arrest at some point. We never know. She's not going to stop being a criminal. She's not going to stop being a scam artist. She's not going to stop being a fraudster. She's not going to stop being a con artist. That's all she knows how to do, and it's all she wants to do. Gypsy doesn't want to change. And so it's not a matter to me of if she's going to go back to prison, but it's when.
It's all about the money, period, because we already know that Gypsy said she didn't want this, right? Just like the Royals. Privacy, privacy, privacy. Nope, but call. So we already know this, right? And we already know that we have our very, very strong suspicions with what happened the night of Dee Dee's demise. And that seems to keep shifting all the time. The more we know more and more about it, right? That's just the way that we figured that out. And Gypsy has shown us that in her own actions and even in her own mouth, you know, because she just can't remember lies. And, you know, I don't know that she tells the truth about anything to know how that sits in a memory for her. That being said, I want to say that I had the wrong Dan Glidewell, apparently, allegedly, who knows, but Anxious Ant, you know, who are newer. It's a newer channel that I'm aware of anyway.
Dan Glidewell since January this year, and we've been very fascinated by his involvement in the Gypsy Rose Blanchard case. Hey, Mars.
Yeah, we have been very fascinated because we don't know how much he got involved with the big ordeal, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, we've always been curious about that. We've been trying to look into it some more. We just found out that we've been looking into the wrong guy.
Yeah. So the guy that everyone's been speaking about is not the real Dan Glidewell. Like every content creator, including ourselves, have put out the wrong Dan Glidewell.
Yeah.
We cannot believe it.
Because we were Googling Dan Glidewell, because if you Google him, he pops up. You can look at his criminal history.
We went through his whole criminal history. We spent ages going through his
we
criminal
were trying
history.
to find out, okay, when was he out on parole? Was he out on parole when the whole ordeal happened, you know, Dee Dee's thing?
Yeah.
It's not the right guy.
No.
So we just got the wrong image.
The wrong image picture with Stormtrooper. Is it Stormtrooper Master?
Yeah,
that's
they're both
called from
dressed
Star
up
Wars.
for Star Wars, yeah.
That's not even the right Dan.
No, that's
that isn't
someone
even
else.
Dan.
No.
So, well, not only do we have the wrong Dan Glidewell, we have Stormtrooper who's incorrect as well, but this guy here, who looks like Ken, this is the real Dan
This is
Glidewell.
the real Dan. This is the guy she met at VisionCon. This is
Yes.
the guy she tried to run away with. This is the guy that's married with kids.
Yeah, well, the thing is, I found,
This is not Dan. Everyone in this live, this is not Dan.
and then Natasha Cooper put up a picture of Dan Glidewell and said, this is the real Dan Glidewell.
Yeah.
And guess what, guys? He looks very, very close, similar to Ken.
Well, that's the other thing, because
She
when
has
we
a
were
type.
originally seeing, like, this original Dan Glidewell that we thought was Dan Glidewell, when I looked at his pictures, I'm thinking,
No.
you know, I don't know, I don't see Gypsy liking him.
No.
Like, I didn't see it. And I just said, oh, maybe she did, I don't know. But now this other guy, I can see it.
Yeah, same. The first thing
I
we
can
thought was,
see it.
this is the
Yeah,
type.
yeah.
It's a stereotype of Ken.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
She has a type.
She has a type.
basically. She has a type.
Yeah. So this is very interesting. We'll put the photo up and let you
Yeah.
guys see the real Dan Glidewell. So apparently, allegedly, all the information that we have on Dan Glidewell is true.
Yeah.
Is facts. But the photo and the person that we all assume is Dan Glidewell is not the right person.
Yeah, so we just got the wrong image.
The point in this is saying, you know, Fancy Maselli, the expert, self-proclaimed expert, everything Gypsy, I know that she said that the Dan Glidewell that we all believed was the Dan Glidewell is the Dan Glidewell that is not the Dan Glidewell. So, once again, and it doesn't matter if it was fancy or if it wasn't fancy, my problem with Fancy is that she never admits that she's wrong. And she's just so rude, and that's too bad, because honestly, I think that she has talent, but I think it's unfortunately covered in with a bunch of stuff that I personally don't want anything to do with. And that's fine, Fancy. You can come at me. You don't want anything to do with me either. Cool beans. Okay? So, my point in this is, as I've said a million times, you guys come to us. You get information from us. And I want the information to be true. I really do. I want to share stuff with you that is true, but I myself have put up a video on the face of a man that is not Dan Glidewell, apparently. Not the Dan Glidewell that I meant to be talking about. And if that's the case, my biggest apologies, not only to you guys, but to Dan Glidewell. Because, damn, I fucked that up. So, Anxious Ant put out a video. They're saying this is the Dan Glidewell. There's two of them. They seem like decent people. I want to believe them. I wanted to believe Fancy. I wanted to believe Katie Joy Paulson before I just felt like her way of reporting is incorrect. And if you, again, please, if you call yourself a reporter, it can't take you 5 years to be fucked up on something. Not everybody's going to do the right thing, right? That's just the truth. Everybody's not going to do the right thing. And that's the way it is. So, guys, when you get your information, whether it be about Gypsy or whatever, I still think, I can't stand Gypsy. You know how I feel about Gypsy. None of this has changed about my feelings about Gypsy. But if I found out something that I was reporting about Gypsy that was incorrect, I would let you guys know that it was incorrect. And I would have to take into consideration that it was incorrect. And maybe my story would change. My story has not changed about Gypsy and what happened that night because of everything that I've seen. And I'm not emotionally involved. I don't know Gypsy. I haven't spoken to her. I have no desire to speak to her. Still want to talk to you, Rod. Still want to have a conversation with you, Rod Blanchard. A nice conversation where you could speak and tell us your side of the things without somebody stepping on you. So that invitation's still out there. I did a video, Rod, inviting you to please contact me at toddy1skip@gmail.com just for your side of stuff. And I'm not going to step on you. We wouldn't even do a live. It would just be, you and I talking. And, I'd give you a chance to look at the video before I put it up. Anyway, guys, the point in this is saying I put up a picture of a guy who has a criminal record. He didn't really deserve that. He wasn't the guy that I was talking about or that I meant or that I knew or that I thought I knew is more of the thing. That was Dan Glidewell, the person that Gypsy got involved with. Apparently, Anxious Ant found the Dan Glidewell. So, I don't know. Alleged. I don't know who, but that's the thing. Now, we really don't know who is Dan Glidewell. Who's Dan Glidewell? Guys, this is Issues with Toddy One Skip. What do you think of content creators that just switch the script? And Katie Joy talks about that. She talks about that. So it's only fair, if you follow her, you still have an interest in her, listen to her side of the story. It's fair to listen to it. I just have taken the things that I've heard her say in the past about her being a reporter and stuff like that and how we have seen things a lot, not just this community, but a lot of people have seen things from Gypsy and have poked their eyebrows up. And so why did it take Katie so long to act on it? I'm not saying it took you so long, Katie, to figure it out. I just wonder why it takes so long to act on it. Because if I'm going to follow a content creator, I really would like to know what their motivation is. That's my feeling about it. And, great things to say about Anxious Ant. I like them so much. I think they're so funny. And the two of them together, unbelievable. The other one, the one with the laugh, not Marzi. I don't know what the other girl's name is. And I apologize. But the one with the laugh, I love her laugh. I love her laugh. So, guys, tell me what you think. Which Dan Glidewell? Which one do you think is the Dan Glidewell? And doesn't matter what we think. I mean, there's really only one. But now, we don't know, right? So that should just tell us a little bit about how maybe we don't know things. And I'm going to talk about that because then I have another video that's going to talk about why the content creators are important. Are not just important, but are very important. All right, guys, this is Issues with Toddy One Skip. Please like, subscribe, and share. I really appreciate it. Half of you aren't subscribed. Doesn't it hurt sitting on that fence? It can't be comfortable. Come on over. We don't eat you up unless you want us to. All right, guys, this is Issues with Toddy One Skip. This is Issues with Toddy One Skip. Be better today than you were yesterday. Not half as good as you'll be tomorrow. Always be kind. Always be kind. And tell me, what are you having for breakfast? See you later, guys.